Well, as we begin a new year, 2022, I am reminded that as some things change and some things stay the same. 30-something years ago when we started homeschooling, the biggest fear that a lot of homeschoolers had was, what do we do if CPS comes to the door? Those people can actually take your kids. And remember a couple of years ago, 2019, we went to bat for a member family of ours, the Pardo family, who had their 4-year-old special needs child illegally taken by CPS. And we started a legal battle that spanned almost 6 months before we got their child back, and eventually CPS acknowledged in court that the child was not at risk. They dropped the case, they acknowledged that, and the family went on. And then in 2020, they actually put these parents on the child abuse registry after having acknowledged there was nothing there, the child was not at risk, and we spent all of 2020 getting that removed from their records. And as a result of all that, in 2021, we saw the most expansive, parent-focused CPS reform in the state of history's, in the Texas state history. And it was passed, sailed through the legislature in large part because legislators and the public understood that CPS was out of control and families need to be protected. That legislation went into effect September the 1st of 2021. And I'm reminded of that old saying that no good deed goes unpunished. And October the 1st of this year, CPS adopted new rules in dealing with parent advocates and, get this, homeschool coalitions. That's right. They said that advocates and homeschool coalitions could no longer be dealt with by CPS. In other words, families could no longer do what we've been doing, which is give permission to us or our partners that are parent advocates who know this process of dealing with CPS and allow CPS to deal directly with those advocates. No, their new rules say that is not allowed. These families have to deal with CPS directly or through their attorney. I don't have to tell you that a lot of families cannot afford legal counsel in these investigations. So it's very clear that what CPS wants is they want these families with few resources to deal with the 900-pound gorilla of CPS. CPS also wants these advocates not to be included in interviews. In fact, to be able to kick these advocates out of a meeting if they become disruptive. Disruptive, a term which is not applied, or not defined. And what CPS obviously wants is to be able to roll over these families. So again, no good deed goes unpunished. Are we going to back down? Obviously not. We're publicizing this. We're going to be gathering information. We're going to be writing a letter to the head of DFPS, which oversees CPS, and we're going to push back against this rule because these rules are wrong. In fact, as we looked into responding to this, some of the parent advocates that are our partners that we work with on these kind of issues shared a story with us regarding the Pardo case, in which a high-up CPS official in anger said, this is wrong. You guys are, quote-unquote, interfering in a CPS investigation, which is criminal, by the way. And it is clear to us that these rules were adopted clearly because of the success we had in defending these families and this new legislation that was passed, and CPS wants to not just level the playing field. They want to increase the playing field so that CPS has an advantage over families. So thank you for praying for us. Thank you for supporting us. And we're going to be continuing to fight this effort to undermine families. And we appreciate your prayers and your support. Thank you for helping us keep Texas families free.